Alright guys, war number 2. And disclaimer, there's some good fights and mistakes were made. Probably one of my worst ones in a while, but the Alliance had my back here, and even though I had way too many deaths for my liking, we did pull out the win here, so I don't feel so bad putting this out there. But we start off on path 8. We got Vivision taking down Immortal Abomination. Not such a big problem. I am still working on trying to make sure I get those solar bursts on the 5 points of the special 2. Sometimes I'm really good at it. Sometimes as soon as you miss the first one, then it's hard to catch up with the timing on the next ones. But it's okay. No, not a problem. And again, with Viv Vision, if you want to, when you go to parry, you're going to phase, but only if you've done, either you have to finish with like a light attack or a medium attack combo afterwards, so that you can do it again the next time. So if I can do like a medium, light, medium, even, that'll put a heal block on, and then I can go ahead and do the, get the phase again. And if I have a special 1 and the opponent has less than a bar of power, then I can cycle through a few special 1s in a row. Now, I needed Angela for an Overseer in Section 2. And I'm like, I haven't used Angela in a while. And for this Annihilus, I kind of got in my own head a little bit, because I knew that I need to have a certain amount of buffs. And then I forgot that he's going to put the armor breaks on me, which are going to get rid of my buffs. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be taking so much damage from the hazard shift. And I got myself backed up into the corner. I had an invul boost on. All gone. I used a special to get out of the corner. I didn't even realize, I think at this point, that there I could parry because I got rid of his Cosmic Rod. And at a certain point here, I'm just waiting to see if I can get him to throw a special 1. And a lot of times it's I can evade it no problem. Here I go in, I dash back, and it doesn't register fast enough for me, and I get clipped. I go in to try and be aggressive, and I get slammed in the face, and then I'm just frozen. I couldn't move, and I'm just pissed off about it, because I'm going to come in here, no problem, and we're going to finish off this Annihilus, and it's not a good feeling when you boost up big and you die. But it happens. It's still early on in the season. We did get the win, and I haven't done these paths in a long time, so again, I don't want to make any excuses. It is frustrating, and it's definitely on me. I think I had a good plan, just not the best execution. And here we're going to go ahead, clean evade on the special 1, and we finish it. Next up, we have a Mantis Global Defender. We're going to go with Iceman here, because Hazard Shift, Incinerate, Poison. It is going to be a little bit longer than it would be, because every time I think I go over a bar of power, I give Mantis an invulnerability boost, or invulnerability buff. What I prefer to do with Mantis is counter her heavy attack, or in there get a nice little intercept in, and push her to special 2. Obviously, my invul boost was still on from the first fight, and that was not great. But yes, I need to do a little bit more practice against Mantis here, but there I was getting pretty good at attacking in the middle of her heavy attack instead of waiting till the very end. It's just a little bit faster. But if I can get special 2s off, then you don't have to worry about the sleep. And if she's going to throw a special 1, and when she does throw a special 1, it's going to put a sleep on you. But if you're, I think if you're a mutant and you throw a special as the timer is ending, encroaching sleep like an encroaching stun timer, then if I throw this special 2 before that timer, as that timer is expiring, then I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to get stunned, and we finish it off with a special 2 anyway. So, good fight there. Next, we've got an America Chavez on Incinerate, Poison, Hazard Shift, and Power Efficiency. We go with Cassie again for this one, and this one went extremely well. Very happy about it here. At the beginning of the fight, I managed to dash back, and I don't want to accidentally bait a heavy attack. That would be like the worst for America Chavez. So she plays very nicely here. Of course, when I try to bait a heavy attack, or try to bait the opponent into attacking into my heavy when I'm shrunk down, like when I'm mini, then it doesn't. It is so hard to get that going. I think the AI is so aware that with Cassie that you're trying to bait them into attacking in, and it just doesn't happen a lot. But it's okay. We're in the poison mode. Bait that special one. We're going to go ahead with put the poison on with a 5-hit combo ending in the light. Go for the special one to get the taunt on, so that America Chavez is going to be happy with throwing those specials. I'm not too worried about the hazard shift there, because I'm getting a bunch of willpower healing and Cassie's. As long as there's a taunt, I believe, on the opponent, then you're not taking that much damage from the opponent's hazard shift, like from any of the opponent's attack, including the hazard shift. I don't know if that's going to get fixed at some point, but I believe if the taunt is on, then I'm not going to take too much damage from it. And you can see I'm getting my willpower healing in, and we finish this America Chavez off really, really nicely. I was really pumped, and we go into this Wong with hazard shift, shock, bleed, conflictor, and crumbling armor. And I make another mistake here. So, what is my mistake? At this point, I'm gonna I know with conflictor, I want to keep away from a special 2, and so what I did, when I start off the fight, I just heavy attack. After it pushes him to a special 1, he throws another special 1. I heavy attack again. We keep putting on some power stings, and he keeps throwing specials. Even if I take a little bit of bleed damage, it shouldn't be a problem. But what I decide to do is I decide to throw a special 1, and that was a bad mistake. 1, it pushes him to 2 bars of power. 2, I didn't realize that he was close to 90, like close to 100 charges. So if I would have just kept up this same business, instead of throwing this special 1, if I would have just kept throwing the heavies, I don't think it would have been a problem. So here, I block the special 2, and I get a ton of damage there. I thought I was just going to be able to block it no problem. And then I didn't realize that I hit him while he had 100 charges and took another burst damage because he had 100 charges in the top right. So looking back at it, if I would have just stayed with the initial strategy of just heavying and pushing him to a special 1, heavy again, and just keep doing that, it wouldn't have been a problem. Now, the only other issue is now I have so little health that I see that I'm taking too much damage because I don't have the taunt on. So I'm taking too much damage from when I throw the heavy attack from a bleed. So then I think, okay, fine, let me just go ahead and try and end this with a big special 2, which doesn't do nearly enough damage. I take too many bleeds, and I lose. So, very frustrating. I think if I just would have gone with the initial strategy the entire time, paid more attention to his charges, maybe when he was really low on power, throw that special 1, but it was just very disappointing because I think I was in a really good rotation there. He was getting to a bar of power, he's throwing his special, I'm countering it with the heavy. Eventually I would have knocked it. You want to heavy him when he's over 90 charges to remove them. Everything would have worked out fine. Instead, one dumb mistake, and there you go. So at least, hopefully, you're learning from my mistakes. But we're improving. Hopefully, we can continue to improve throughout the season, and we'll hopefully get some more deathless wars going. And the wars seem like they're going like fast and furious this season because of the new format where you don't really have to, you only place the defense once, but then you have to remember that and you have 2 days for attack. So it's rapid fire with attack phase, it feels like. Here is on path 8, the Overseer that I wanted to make sure I had Angela for, because I wanted to be able to deal with number 1, countering his auto block, which she does as long as she's got a couple buffs up. 2. This one, whoever has the most buffs is going to be gaining power. Rich get richer. So I want him to make sure I have buffs, because I know that Overseer can get a bunch of buffs throughout the fight. So this one went extremely well with Angela, exactly as planned. And now we get a couple decent fights before our final mistake of the war. And it's even a fight that I practiced, was really happy with the strategy, and then poor execution again. So this one was great. The plan was solid, and Angela came through in the clutch here. So a few more hits here. Overseer, just at least the auto block is all. Don't have to worry about it, or else the fight would take way too long. Here he's just going to throw another one. And goodbye, Overseer. Next up, Path 9, we got, I think it's node 35, we got a Toad. So we're going to go in with Vision. Vision again, if I parry, it's going to phase. And if I go like medium, light, medium, I'm going to throw a heal block on. And the heal block is going to be great for Toad. But right now at the beginning it's the shock phase, so I'm just going to hit into Toad's block. I don't want to trigger the phase until I need it. So there, I go ahead, I finish my combo, I get a heal block on, and now my goal here is to get that big special 2. Again, I really wish I would have gotten more of those solar charges, but that's okay. Now it's the shock phase, so I'm just going to back off, hit into Toad's block. Doesn't matter at the moment. Everything is looking pretty good. And then the goal here, right there. Oh yeah, there's one I opened, so I don't want to be hitting after parries, but I kind of had to there. Took a little bit of calculated damage there. Now we can go ahead, throw a couple back-to-back special ones, and look at the massive damage there. And we're going to go for one more, even though the shock was up. We're going to finish him. So very nice fight with Vivision. Then we brought Kingpin with Hood for this Killmonger here. I have to be careful that I don't put too much power on Killmonger. I don't want to push him to a special 3. But I've done this. I used to run Kingpin on Path 9 all the time, and he is an absolute beast. Just a monster. And I think this is the main account's only a rank 4. I think I do have him as rank 5 on the second account. But less than 30 seconds in, he is almost down. Good job blocking the beginning of that special 1. Sometimes you go for that evade, you get clipped, and I'm just holding tight there, which is good. Bait that heavy attack, and he's done. Now, we have this Nova, and I went with a strategy because you can't nullify or stagger, so I did not go with Hood. I maybe could have gone with Kingpin here. I wanted to manage his power here, and it has one eye open, so I need opportunities to get openings. I went with Vivision. I practiced this fight, and what's going to happen here is it works out really nicely where I practice this, where when you phase with Vivision, you have more than enough time to drop the heavy attack, because you got to knock him down in order to remove the protection on this node. I go for the big special 2, very nice, and then I evade his special 1, which I'm pretty good at. He throws a heavy attack, special 1, not super clean there, but that's okay. We're going to get that special 1, even though it only knocks him down now. He does gain like an unblockable buff, so I have to be careful on that. There, we get some nice damage on the special 1. And my problem is that I make a dumb mistake. 1, I mistimed that evade. 2, I am going to go by accident for I forget, and I throw a intercept in right there when I'm trying to push into his block. I accidentally get an intercept, and that messes up my that messes up one thing. And then at near the end of this fight, I'm going to try get a clean evade there. I'm going to try and bait I'm thinking that he's going to go for the special one, and he goes for a heavy instead and just levels me. And then I get like frozen, and that's all I can do. So it's a little annoying again, but like this fight was going really, really nice. I was very happy with how I was getting my openings in. I'm baiting the special one and countering. I'm getting my right there. I thought he was going to throw the special one. He heavies me, and then I'm frozen. I couldn't move, and I get hammered. So I really liked I really wanted that one. I practiced it. I was feeling really good about it, and it didn't work the way I wanted in the end. You know, small mistakes lead to deaths. You know, it is you can't make even the smallest mistake. But Kingpin's gonna come in and clean this one up for me. There you can see, even though I auto blocked, I purified the stun, so I was fine. So it's all good. Last but not least, we had to heal up Vivision again, and we have this boss circle fight with the aspect of evolution, enhanced special 2 bias, Storm Pyramid X, and this is going to be Vivision at her finest. She is a global attacker against a global defender, and we can go ahead here and just go with nice short combos, power burns, and baiting special ones. Very nice, and we're going to go with our usual Vivision tactics here. I did go for the special one early, but I probably should have gone straight to it. I think after this I go for the special 2. But here we're getting our nice, we're keep applying like a heal block after every time we phase. And when she attacks in, she loses like 30% of her power just every time we phase. Plus, because we're a global attacker, every time we attack in, there's a chance to get those nice power burns, which you see on the right-hand side. And there again, we want to do a little bit better on getting those solar bursts on the special 2. But here you go. We throw some nice special ones. We are getting some nice damage. We can go back-to-back special ones here. And I was really, really happy with this fight. Vivision at her finest. So, again, mistakes happened, but we did come away with victory, and that is what's important here in Alliance War. And we just continue to learn from our mistakes, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes here. And if you're doing Path 8 and 9, and you've got some better counters, always let me know. I know I discuss it with my Alliance mates as well, so we try and get the best counters in there. But yeah, I hope this helps you guys as much as it does me to look back at these fights and learn from the mistakes that I've made. And hopefully these fights that we've done will help me throughout the rest of the season when we see these potentially the same defenders again. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.